Was it as divided with the punk scene as people say? Because I've seen documentaries and whatnot, and there was the rising punk scene along with the British New Wave, and they were saying like completely at odds, hated each other. Is that true, or were there any shared similarities between the two?
I would say no. I don't think it's true. I think there was a similarities. I know for a fact when it started really in 76, 77. So I'd be like 16, 17 years old. I used to listen to the John Peel show. And once he started playing punk rock, he played The Damned and Sex Pistols, The Clash, The Jam. And I'd be taping them off the radio because I was liking the energy. And don't forget, I'm only a beginner guitarist. I've only probably been playing a year or two. So I couldn't play complicated songs. I've been a fan of bands like Yes and Genesis and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. But I can't play like that when I'm 16. But I can play like Sex Pistols or something, or the Ramones. So for me, it was quite inspiring that the energy these bands were giving off. And I was thinking, I can play that. And I'd work out how to play the songs. And so I think the energy, yeah, rubbed off. Plus, I'm still a massive fan of 70s rock. So I think I almost combine the two. I'm combining arrangements and the classic epicness of a band like, say, Rainbow, and mixing it with the energy of a band like Sex Pistols, or just the general punk movement. And so we would do fast songs, or, once we'd written songs like Helpless or The Prince, then those songs went down really well live. That we'd notice, oh, they like that one. So we started doing fast songs, and slow songs just seemed to be a bit boring live, especially as we hadn't got any records out, so nobody knew any of the material. But I definitely think we borrowed from punk rock. I think I've read some artists say, "Nah, we didn't like punk rock. We only liked, heavy rock." But it was definitely an influence on me.
That's very interesting to hear and great to hear, because that's such a like breath of fresh air, because I only hear the opposite of that.
Yeah,
But you can totally hear it,
yeah.
with the
Oh,
Damned,
definitely.
Sex Pistols. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
It was raw. I mean, being a British, it was probably less so in America, but it was all over Britain. All the papers were covering it. It was on the television. It was on the news. Punk rock was huge over here, and you couldn't get away from it. And I thought it was fabulous. I didn't like all the bands or all the music, but some of it, I would buy singles and I'd listen to John Peel every week, and I'd pick up on new bands, and I thought it was really exciting time for music.
yeah. That's awesome. Like in America, we had like I guess the New York scene, like with the
Yeah,
Ramones and whatnot, but it
yeah,
wasn't
great.
as big.
No, it's a bit more localized, isn't it? Whereas Britain, it was the whole country
Yeah.
just sort of exploded with punk rock, and that's it. Front page of every paper.
Yeah, but definitely like with the dams and whatnot, you definitely get that faster
Oh
style. And you
yeah,
can totally like you said, the Prince Helpless, you can totally hear
yeah.
that influence.